My name is Karo. I'm an artist and music producer from Lithuania. 5 years ago, my friend Simon and I decided to write a song together. And let me tell you, it took us way longer to finish the song than we expected it will take. Therefore, as young creators and artists, we wanted to share this journey and our experiences with you. Start to finish. So join us on this conversation. And let's go.
Yeah, so it's been like almost a month since we released the song, which was January
19th.
19th, that's it. It's been interesting, to be honest, like knowing that you have a song and a video out.
Yeah, but we had to go through a lot of troubles to reach that final point, and to release it to the world.
4 years of trouble, a pandemic involved in it, but a very long time.
Well, it's done, and let's talk about it. Should we talk about how everything started? How the song's idea came to you? Because let's face it, you started the whole idea and you brought it to me.
So in terms of the song, I would say it probably 2016, something like that. There was a lot that was going on behind the scenes personally, and I think that story was both meant for me and was meant for people who motivated me to write that song. Yeah, because we all change. It was nothing to do with blaming anybody or anything like that. It's just the fact that relationships do change people, whether it's for good, whether it's for bad. But in the way that it all went down together, the relationships that I had did change me in a way, or forced me to change or grow in a way. So that's why the chorus changed at the end, and it went from "don't change me" to "you changed me." And I believe in music, it's supposed to take you through a journey, and I didn't want to repeat the chorus twice. I wanted it to be one chorus to depict the old version of you, and the new chorus to depict the new version. And somehow it just ended up weaving its way to creating what it was. Yeah. I'll say the song is predominantly about transition, and for you to not be afraid of changing in a relationship. Because in the first verse, there's a kind of tone that says a person is resistant to change. Don't change me, there's no one like us, we're all good, we're all happy and everything. However, in my opinion, that's a wrong way of thinking about a relationship, because you should always be looking to evolve together, and you should both be challenging each other, and with challenges you evolve and you grow.
It's really cool, to be fair, because for me, I have a slightly different idea, about the song, to be fair. Because, yeah, as you told as well before, that it's a story. We are trying to tell a story in the song and in the music video, They kind of complement each other. But for me, the song is literally about that time in your relationship when you have to decide, should I move on? Or should I try and stay, with that person and try to work it out? And I think the breaking point for me in the song, it's after the first chorus, when the words are saying, "I'm so tired of loving you," And I think it's just like that breaking point when you decide, okay, it's not working out. I can't do this anymore.
Okay, that's an interesting take. I can see that take. It really does have a spectrum of how people can see a relationship. But I think the song evolved to become what it is now. Initially, when I wrote it, it was what, like I said earlier. But as the story ended up, because it was too complex to put in a song what I was trying to say. But then with the way that we ended up working on it, and then you added that "I'm so tired of loving you," that changed the whole feel of the song, because it was like, yeah, I am tired of loving you. Then this means this is the turning point. This is the epiphany that is like, wait, I'm tired of loving you, so why am I here? And then the second verse starts off with, "Unequal steps we took on the same road had me chasing you." When you visually see it, it's like, I'm always behind you, I'm never beside you, and we're never ever together. It's just always me trying to catch up to you. I'm tired of this.
When we first met, it happened like in university. It was like 2017,
17.
yeah. And when we were just like jamming and stuff like that, I was like, oh my God, this melody is so beautiful. You know, it kind of all connects nicely together. But later on, I'm like, oh my God, it sounds so bad. Like it sounds so shit, you know, because it was going like that. It was like such a roller coaster. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And I realized like it doesn't have proper sound that you could remember as well, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was kind of all over the place, even though, you know, the first feeling, it was a nice one.
When you went to start to producing it, that's when you realized that it doesn't work as a production song.
True.
And that's when you're like, yo, we need to change this up.
Yeah. But I think, you know what we saved from the original? I think it was the pre-chorus.
My emotions about my devotions going around, causing commotion, so all who I loved started moving.
That part, I think that we kept it like proper original, but all the other parts, chord progressions, they changed. We put less of them as well, and it works. I think it works. Even though the production itself, it took years to finish it.
What was the transition for you since you got the song in 2017? Would you like to tell the people like what happened till 2017 to 2021 when we started working on it?
You know what? I think the main issue was that I didn't have enough experience in production. And also maybe, you know, now when I think about it more, I think I didn't have that life experience as well, kind of to connect to the song properly. And yeah, I was just still kind of discovering myself as a person, as a music producer. And, you know, I really tried because I think when you first start producing music, you really go through stages and like try to be eclectic and just like experimental. And I think I still didn't know how to do everything correctly. But I think after, you know, I had a chance to work on different projects, kind of to explore my musical side more and just like improve working with softwares and like recording, you know. And after I released my EP, you know, after I had proper experience of writing songs and producing and like dealing with mixing and mastering, I think it was like proper time when I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. So that's why I can finally finish it. But also I think that maybe the issue was because we didn't really talk a lot about how to produce it, how we want it to sound as well. And we only started talking in like 2020.
We went like two years of silence.
Yeah.
I think after you released your EP, for a 2-year period, we never talked at all.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when you reached your EP, I listened to all of it. Then I was like, yo, this is dope. Congratulations and everything. And then that's when you went ahead and said, oh, by the way, I started working on the song. I completely forgot about
But really, no, honestly, because I made a promise to you that, yes, we're going to produce it. It was always at the back of my mind, you know, when I was still living in London, I'm like, shit, like I really need to start working on the song. You know, I always felt so bad because I never finished it, you know, and I was just embarrassed, like kind of to contact you and say like, hey, look, nothing is happening right now. Like I'm failing at this, like, sorry. Because I always knew that it's gonna happen. I didn't know when.
Yeah.
But it did.
And then 2021, we started going through drafts. And when I think back to the old drafts as well, the song wasn't as dynamic as now. It was more static. It just had blocks put together.
Yeah.
There was no like mergers between both. But then going on the piano and then figuring out like different avenues that the music can take, that helped with the uplifting of the song. And then after you started hearing more about the backstory, it like started, that's where I'm So Tired of Loving You started coming into it, right? And I think that one was a powerful line that you added. That was a really good line.
I like it as well.
That was a really good line. It was a really good line because as soon as it came, that was now in the background of most of the other sections now after that.
Yeah. And you offered, to be fair, like you offered many good kind of ways how to improve the song as well. Just like, as you mentioned, like, you know, put the phrase, I'm so tired of loving you with the bridge part.
You and my salvation. You and my revelation. Life changing.
And it sounds so cool. Like honestly, the bridge is like my favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
It's just too good. And also just like, you know, the vocal part at the end that goes higher, like an octave higher, and transitions into the chorus.
My love started moving in one motion. Started moving in one motion. So maybe,
You know, like you did that as well. I'm like, shit, that's good. You know, that's really nice.
Is it because the previous version, the song just went straight into the chorus?
Yeah.
But then we needed to uplift it somehow because we just came from a killer bridge. Yeah. So we needed to like raise it to go somewhere, and it just worked. Vocally, I can't take it there, but like in my head voice can. So in my head, in my mind's eye, I can hear the song going that way. So thank goodness you could do it. Yeah. And then and then it just worked after that. What software did you use and stuff?
So yeah, I used Logic Pro X because before that I was just like downloading illegal stuff. You know, and just learning.
Illegally learning, but all that.
But now I pay for everything, so it's all good. I have several softwares now that I really like, but yeah, Logic was the one.
Legally bought. Anybody listening to it, she legally bought it. To be honest, there's an interesting thing about how you make music, which I can't fathom, because it's most of the time you don't know the sequence of chords that you're using. You just press what sounds good, and you make the killer melody with that, and then you find out the chords later on. So can you speak about that? Because when I try to write a song and I start off in a key of B, right, I already have it in my head, the chords which I can go to, the sequences which I can jump to, the different circles I can jump to. But for you, everything's available if it sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, I think it started when I was little, to be fair, because I went to music school as well, you know, and I was training to be like a pianist, and I played classical music, which I hated at that time. You know, I hated how they are called, those little pieces that you kind of train your fingers to play on. Wait, let me quickly Google.
Oh, so this will be like the technical runnings, and then
Yes. So I hated that. I refused to play those, but what I really liked, it was just like being musical. I like dynamics, you know, kind of going from piano, you know, going to forte and stuff like that, the sounds, but I hated the technicality. I'm not a fan of it. However, I'm working with technology, so I have to know how everything works. You see, I haven't learned those scales by heart as well, so that might be a reason. I'm not very good at music theory. When I play chords, like I know what they are, but I never intentionally try and connect them like, oh, following the like music theory, it will work. Like I never do that because I don't know a lot of it, but I know what I'm playing when I'm actually like trying to figure it out. So
yeah. No, because I really like that format of music, because you just get into it. There isn't any premeditation behind it. It's just you sit down and you start. What sounds good, you go for it. And then after that, when someone else wants to play it, you then go ahead and then you give them the song.
Yeah, I then try to figure it out, but it takes it's not sometimes it is a good thing just to kind of go for it and see what sounds nice, maybe you're gonna find some new really cool chords that work way better than, I don't know, like the chord that you're supposed to play, following the music theory. But also sometimes there are struggles with that. But I think like music theory is really good, and that really helps you out, especially when you have to communicate with like other artists, and especially when you're rearranging your song, so you know what you're playing and what you should play. So
this was long.
Oh, it was
long. All I can say is Pinterest.
Okay, mood boards, and also preparing in advance as much as possible, planning every little detail you can.
Everything. So what I'll say is, make a plan that's so big and you'll only do like 10% of that plan.
True.
That's what the music video was.
True.
How many locations do we have in our mind?
Too many, way too many.
We had the cathedral, we had a church, we had
some VFX as well. There was supposed to be some VFX. Yeah.
An abandoned train station. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
At that desert place in the UK somewhere.
Like, we were talking about so many locations, and then I think we just realized, like, okay, stop. You need to chill first of all, because we realized that we shouldn't overcomplicate the whole video, because first of all, we didn't want it to look cringe. I think that was my main goal, to make it like nice to watch, something not too complicated, especially because it was our first music video and we didn't have any experience, with that.
Because I usually do filming for productions, and I think that really helped me be comfortable when everything was being set up. So it all flowed once we started, because there wasn't any like, oh, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do there? Bruno was very experienced with it. Harry was experienced with it. You were the model that we were using. And I think because of the experience that we all had together, we confidently adjusted to the challenge, basically.
And I think what really helped as well, because we were brainstorming for like a couple of days, for hours, just sitting there, okay, how the story should develop, how everything should go, and just like have a plan, have like a polished idea what you want to say in the video. I think that's really important as well. And also, as you said, like our skill sets, they really helped out, just to kind of, I guess, in the first place, just to realize, is that possible to film? Or are we going a bit overboard with it,
I think that's the good thing, because we did go overboard with it, and it set the bar really high. Then came back to reality. We then realized we can't do everything on this list. However, if we do have a space, this storyboard that we had, and this storyboard made sense visually. But then when we finally got the tools that we were able to work with, the studio and the locations, because certain locations you needed to talk to the council for permission, and there were certain scenes where we needed to use either VFX or actually burning things, but you needed permission for that as well. But with the tools that we had, we were able to go to that storyboard and take out the things which weren't necessary and were just noise, and the story was still there. But I think that's the good thing about aiming really high, because you put in so many things there, and then when you get what you can work with, you can take out what adds noise to it.
So basically what we wanted to say is just like, be creative, don't be scared, and just like talk it out, you know. And just I think it was important also just to be honest, like, hey, do you like this idea? No. Okay, let's try to find something that we all like. Try new things out, because sometimes, you know, even when you improvise, that you can find such beautiful shots as well.
Yeah. So when you guys see the storyboard that we had, we needed so much equipment for all of that, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what we ended up having to get for equipment was lights.
Yeah. It was, I think, only one light that you can see in the video as well.
Yeah, only one light that we needed.
Yeah.
And it came out like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest was done with a gimbal, which was all Bruno's stuff that he had originally. But we only used like a light. Basically, that was it.
Yeah. And also to the studio place, we brought one stool. That's it.
And one stool. It was a perfect height stool as well. So,
perfect.
So yeah, we only got the lights and the stool, and everything beyond that was the vision that we already had together. So don't overcomplicate things by trying to say like, well, we will need XYZ to do a movie production. Just get the storyline, get the main thread that you want to show, and just use that, especially for your first video.
And as long as you have like great people around you, it's gonna work out.
One thing I'd say is actually like you need a team. Like this is not something you can do by yourself. You need a team of people who believe in your vision, people who want to be part of it as well, and people who are excited to go through the gravel with you, because there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and people who are willing to just sit down and be like, I can do this with you. That really is the key for it. And once you have that team, the sky's the limit. Like, you can do anything with that team.
And also, I think it's just nice to have someone to share your ideas with, you know, and say like, hey, give me like proper feedback so we can make it really good. And I think even though our team was tiny, there were like 4 of us during the filming of the music video. But yeah, the results, we are so happy with it. And, you know, we just have to mention Bruno, who did the whole video, and Harry, who also like helped during these 2 days while we were filming. So yeah, and we had a great time, you know, just like
amazing time,
enjoying the process. And also it was nice just to go back to London and see you guys in person, because it's been years.
You only flew in for the video and then you were just back out.
Yeah, and also, you know, during 3 days I was trying to see my friends and just be like, oh my god, I miss you so much, you know. So it was lovely. It was very stressful that week because we didn't know where we're gonna film and what's gonna happen till the last minute, honestly. But then everything kind of worked out really well.
Once you arrived, like, things just started falling into place. It was like, oh snap, Karolina's here. Things need to move, because you only had that short window to be here. And so everything just started moving, the ball started moving and everything. So yeah, that was really cool. Day one was, I don't even know the location we went to. All I know is that the Uber cost a lot.
True that. Yeah.
Well, that's all I know.
Yep. So basically we went very far, but to be fair, the location worked so perfectly, because the buildings in the background, they went so well with like the idea that I had in my mind. It was like also like a metaphor of the relationship getting cold, you know, those block buildings behind. And the place that we filmed, kind of the main line of the video, it also was empty, it was white, it was very simplistic. So basically when we were talking about, you know, locations we're planning to film in, from like, I don't know what, 5-6 locations, we ended up using just like 2 of them.
One of them we only found out before I
think it was literally like a day before we needed to film the music video.
Yeah,
But it also was because of Bruno. He did a couple of calls and they're like, okay, we have a location.
And then that was day one. We did some other shots which you guys haven't seen, but that's also the good thing, because give yourself a lot to work with. Take different shots, different angles. Even if you don't like it, just take the shot, because when it comes to the production part, when it comes to putting it all together, you'll realize, hold on, that can really work really well. The funniest point in the first day of shooting was the scene in which Harry suggested. Shout out to Harry, because that was a brilliant shot.
True.
But it was the hardest shot to get. It was the hardest shot. Do you want to explain your experience?
You can see my struggle in the behind the scenes video. So basically we had the shot where we are just sitting on the floor, Simon and I just sitting on the floor, and the camera goes from right to left.
Yeah.
And that's it. And all I need to do is just like turn my head and look at Simon. Because the whole day I was serious, I did my shots, everything's great.
Yeah.
But that one shot, I just need to turn to Simon and I start laughing. Every time we try and film that scene, I'm just laughing for some reason, and I cannot understand why myself.
On the video where it just transitions, at that point, like 1 second later, you smile.
Yeah. It was we almost got it. What we mentioned before, it was good because we improvised that whole shot. We didn't even had it on our shot list. On the day 2, we went to Barbican because it had the architecture that we had in mind, brutalistic architecture. And of course, just to mention, a day before we went location hunting, just to figure it out exact places we're gonna film in. Okay, this bridge, okay, let's do it here. This corridor, yes, we're gonna film here.
Yeah, we did location hunting.
Yeah, we did.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, we did.
That was a very long day. We went to a lot of places.
Yeah, we literally changed different types of transportation. We went on underground, on a boat. The Emirates line. Literally just traveling the whole day, and also just like enjoying London. And also during that day when we were almost on the Emirate line, we were like still booking the lights, just like for tomorrow. The most important things, they were done the day before filming. So day 2 involved a lot of running, going back and forth, because we were filming shots for the bridge part mostly. I think it was a pretty quick day because we're like, okay, let's get it done.
You know the part where we were walking behind the walls?
Yeah.
We never planned that, did we?
We did. It was just like captured differently, to be fair. But Bruno did such an amazing job. I think it is honestly one of my favorite shots from the whole video.
100%.
Those like passing through, walking, taking unequal steps, on the same road.
Exactly.
We're planning to do it in a different way, but I think this whole shot worked even better. It looks amazing.
Matched the words so well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the whole production in a nutshell.
Oh my God. It took quite a long time since the song came out. And let me tell you, there were so many troubles with mixes because we needed to change like 3 mixing engineers to kind of get the final result. And it was a mess. By that time, I was already sick of the song. I was so tired of hearing it and just like taking notes of what needs to be changed and improved. And because mixing, it's like a technical thing that I don't like doing, and I prefer others to do it because they know how to do it way better. But still, listening to the song and getting like updates on the mix, and every time they're different, and the song still doesn't sound good because I know it has so much potential. Those mixes didn't didn't do justice for the song at all. So yeah, we changed several mixing engineers, and you can hear the final results, and we're really happy with it. But yeah, it took time. It took a lot of time.
Yeah, and just don't be afraid to change mixing engineers, because it's if it's not working for you, remember, like, they're mixing engineers, they're already good at what they do. Just because you don't like the sound that the mixer has produced for you doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means that it's just not for you. And for us, it just, with the mixes that we had previously, it never matched with what me and Karolina knew the song could be. And so we were on this journey for a long while. Karolina was sending me so many clips and so many files. If you check my phone, I have like a good, I think, 15 files of different mixes of this song.
And I think those are not all of them as well, you know.
You only sent me ones which passed like 80% or something like that. The others, you were just like, no.
Yeah.
Once Karolina actually found the one who mixed this song right now, from the first mix that we got, we knew, yeah, these are the ones. We were like, yeah, these guys have the sound that we're looking for. We just need to refine this and this, but they're the ones, basically.
Yeah, because I mean, just like every music producer, every songwriter, they have their own style, their own kind of way of working with songs. Also, the way they hear the song, in their own opinion, you know, that gives a lot of how they portray it in the mix. So you have to find the right person who understands your idea well and understands what you want. But also, it's important just to communicate it properly as well.
Yeah. Don't feel bad that your mix doesn't sound good. You probably just haven't found the right one. And if you have, just make sure you communicate and don't get frustrated, because you're two different minds trying to understand, trying to see the same picture, or trying to show the mixer your picture, and it will take a while. So get good with communication, basically.
Like, another interesting thought is just like, with music, it's so difficult to describe what you want to hear, you know?
Yeah.
Because you cannot really tell them, like, oh, I mean, you can in a way tell them how you want it to sound like, but it's so complicated to kind of put it into words.
The one thing that took us a year to do was calling the song Don't Change Us.
True.
This took so long. At the start of 2021, it was like, by the way, Simon, what's the song? What's the title of the song? 4 months later, what titles do we have with the song? And we each like had like 4 or 5 different options. None of us liked it because we had Don't Change Us like in August already.
Okay.
But then we both were like, Don't Change Us? I'll forget it. And then fast forward, it became Transitions, and then
there was Changed as well.
Yeah, there were a lot. But I think in January, a few days before you submitted it to Spotify, we really sat down and we were like, if you typed in Changed, there's many songs on Spotify. If you typed in Transitions, there were many songs on Spotify. If you type in Don't Change Us, Karolina's name comes up first. Once she found that out, it was more of or less a no-brainer. It was like, yeah, what's the song called? Don't Change Us. Type it in on Spotify, it'll be the first person there. And it just worked after that, because as soon as we came to that agreement, we both started liking it. We were like, oh yeah, Don't Change Us, that actually does sound good.
Yeah, but it took so long to find the name, because before that, like, I had struggle finding my own music, you know, because for example, one of my songs is just called You, and when you type Karo, You, there's no such a song basically. So I was like, okay, let's not repeat the same mistake. We have to find a name that kind of works well, you know, and you can find it easier as well. And also, you know, what you have to do is just find a name that fits into the lyrics of the song. Yeah, because also, you know, when you hear the song and you don't know whose who's performing it, you know, what's the name of it. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna type some words into Google and hopefully it's gonna come out. So I think it was also one of the reasons why we chose Don't Change Us.
Yeah, because Don't Change Us really did tick every box.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it took a while to like figure that out, basically.
I just wanted to ask you, how did you feel on the day when we released the music video? How was it for you?
Nervous. It was nerve-wracking. But I think it was a moment in which you decide, are you still going to be this kind of reserved individual? Or are you just going to be like, you know what, screw it. We've worked hard on this and I want to put it out. I'm happy with what we've produced, what has been grown. And these are the fruits of the labor. And even though I'll be more in the public eye, I'm not too concerned about their opinion because I'm happy with what I've done. And I think with that like train of thought, it ended up making me calm. And then, so anytime nerves used to kick in, I used to just sit down and then be like, done this, done that, done this, done that, done that. And then I finally calmed down. And then I was like, yeah, you know what? Now I'm really comfortable with it. And I don't mind posting about it. I don't mind even like pushing it out there even more right now, because it's like, heck, yeah, enjoy this. How about you? How did you feel?
Yeah, I was really excited and I really wanted this video to come out even earlier. So I couldn't wait for it to come out, because I think every time you work on a new song or on a new project, you really want to release it as soon as possible. But unfortunately, it's not possible, because, you know, you have to do so many things before it actually comes out to kind of prepare for all the things, you know. So yeah, I was so ready just to show it to people. Yeah, after I started getting so much feedback from my friends and just like from strangers as well, you know, I was so happy. Even, you know, some people that I never thought would commented, and you know, and they were like, wow, that's really cool what you did. So it made me feel so much better. Basically, I'm jealous of the people who hear the music or see the music video for the first time, because they get that instant feeling. They either like it or they don't. And for me, I don't know if I like it or not, you know, because I've heard it so many times, so I cannot even process it properly, like as a normal human being. So it's kind of, it was really amazing. It was, honestly, I felt like it was my birthday, but also I was like, okay, I need to kind of chillax for a bit. So I just went to the seaside, turned off my phone, just kind of gathered my thoughts, how I'm feeling, what's happening. Yeah, read a book, had some coffee, kind of celebrated in this way.
Yeah, I think with the people who were around me, only my mom and my family saw the video as well. And I think it was a good moment. It was one of those fulfilling kind of moments where you finally had that opportunity to just share it and like enjoy it. That was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah. The Don't Change Us saga will end with an acoustic version, which will be a couple of weeks from now. And we're going to see how that will sound, because it should sound interesting as a ballad. So that should be fun.
I'm actually really excited about it, because it's going to be kind of a new way of hearing the song for me, you know, as well. And for you, of course.
Yeah, exactly. So after the acoustic version, what else is next for you?
Ooh, I'm getting very excited, because I am working on the song. Simon knows about it. Like, I showed him my drafts and my idea and stuff like that. It's gonna be a song, a single, I would say. Hopefully it's gonna come out soon. It's not gonna take another year for new music to come out, that's for sure. Yeah, and I'm really excited about it.
By the way, there's a new project which both of us want to start working on, but that will like be off in the future. Because the thing is, we work really well together in terms of how ideas are transferred and how we understand each other. I've had like music partners before where you have to like stress a lot you can't really be on the same level or perspective. But with Karolina, even though we see things differently, it's good different, because we offer different perspectives of the same thing and allow each other to jump in between from each point of view. So it works really well. For me, later on, after the acoustic version, I'm just writing. There's other songs which I've written. Karolina knows about them. And it's just to try to refine them. Because the way that I write songs, they're written for piano. They're not written for production. So when then I meet a productionist and then they tell me different ideas, I can't really replicate that necessarily. I think it's a learning curve that I need to take in terms of getting to understand software, getting to understand the technical side behind things, so that I can really expand my ability to write a full song. So that's what my future kind of I'm doing right now. In terms of the music, there's obviously work and everything in the background, but in terms of music, that's what I'm going to be doing for now.
But you know what they say, if you write a song that you play on a piano and it's catchy already, it means that you wrote a good song. So it's going to translate really nicely on the production side as well.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure, because you have really good ideas. Yeah,
I'm not a singer, that's the thing. I just like writing the songs and being part of the production as well. Someone who can pick up the vision and run with it, like what Karolina did. It's in their wheelhouse to sing. It's in my wheelhouse to write. It's one of those ones. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing. And hopefully our collabs in the future will feature epic videos.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Bigger budget, more locations, and a bigger team. The whole thing, the whole shebang.
Yeah, true that. So let's just keep working, let's just keep creating, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Keep working at it. New musicians, keep working at it.
We are still new as well. We are so new as well.
We are so new. I can't even say to new musicians, like myself as well. Just keep working.
Fellow musicians, fellow artists. Yeah,
fellow artists. Yeah, keep working, and try build that team. I think the main important thing is to have that team around you. Me and Karolina have been on calls. Like when we're on calls for hours, working on a song, whether it be working on the production for it, working on the lyrics. We spent a lot of time, and usually some people don't want to do that. But when you find someone who's willing to do that with you, you're like, yeah, cool, I can do this.
And I think like why we are saying all of these things and why we did this video in the first place is just to share our experience as new creators, as new artists, you know, who are going through this whole process and kind of doing it without anyone's help, by ourselves, you know, from start to finish. And it is like a very stressful and a long process. You know, when it's hard for you, I think just try to remember, why are you doing this in the first place? You're doing music or like any other art form because you really love doing it. Because I know like from my own experience, is just getting overwhelmed with like posting on social media and just kind of being present all the time and talking about what you're doing, how cool is your life is and stuff like that. It takes your attention from the main thing that you love doing, which is, for me personally, it's music and production. Don't forget to enjoy it. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, enjoy the process. I'm Simon Ebenezer. You will find me on Instagram.
If you want to follow our journey, you can find the links below. Also follow Bruno, who did the video, and Harry, who was assisting us throughout this whole process of filming the video. Yeah, and listen to the song, watch the video.
Yeah, just let us know what you think, and hope you enjoy everything. So